I think the war is between three people: Netanyahu, Trump, and Mujtaba. We say in English, who's going to blink first? It can be both. A degraded missile capability, first of all, depends on which missiles are being degraded. Is it the long range or the short range? Is it the drones or is it the ballistic missiles? And what is the range of each? So it's those factors that make a difference. It depends on where the targets are. For example, if the ballistic missiles of Iran are severely degraded, well, then they can't reach Israel with their ballistic missiles. And drones are easier to knock out of the sky. It depends on the kind of war they want to win. If it is meant to be a short war, they would like to fire a lot of missiles to overwhelm the defense capabilities of the country. We all know that if you fire 1,000 missiles, one or two will get through. On the other hand, if their goal is to fight an attrition warfare, thinking that the longer they fight another country, the sooner the other country will give up, then you think very carefully about how many you fire and when you fire them. So it really depends on what your operational goals are. I don't think we have a full understanding of how many missiles are left, but the Iranians themselves believe that they can fight an attrition warfare much longer than the Americans can. So yes, I think they believe in prolonging the war, and it's not necessarily the attrition of weapons that they are aiming for. They are looking for the attrition of popular support among the Israelis and above the Americans. And knowing that the Americans are not willing to fight a long war, they believe that all they have to do is stay fighting until America says, we don't want this anymore. So now I think the war is between three people, obviously Netanyahu, Trump, and Mujtaba, and for the hardliners as well. So you tell me, as we say in English, who's going to blink first? Understood your question. You're asking me about the cost of weapons. It's very, very significant. I mean, it makes no sense to use a $1 million missile against a $10,000 drone. And that's why, since the beginning of the Ukraine war, the Americans are starting to realize that they need to come up with cheap drones and counter drones as well. And a good example of that is the Americans have now copied the Shahed drone, which costs Iran $50,000 per copy. We've got that exact same drone down to $30,000 a copy. So who wins that fight? Who can produce more Shaheds and cheaper? I think the Americans are going to win that fight. I agree. I mean, we talked about that earlier. Who's going to blink first? The Israeli people, the American people, or the hardliners in Iran, since the people don't get to voice their opinion? So there is a strategy that says just keep firing one or two a day instead of a large volume, to let the people of Israel say, after a long while, forget it, halas, there's no reason to do this. Let's let the Iranians be the Iranians and we'll stop this war. So you are talking about the same psychological pressure, but it doesn't necessarily work. Yeah, I think that's a good finding that you came up with. The bad news for Iran is if they continue to do that, they will become predictable. And the last thing you want to do with your enemy is have him be predictable about what you're going to do. So I would tell them, got it, that's not what I would advise them to do if I was their military advisor, and thank God I'm not. But again, that goes to the objective, which is, since they can't defeat the Israeli military, they're trying to defeat Israel. And because it's an elected democracy, they know that the Iranians know that if they can affect the people, they can get Netanyahu pulled out of the parliament. I don't think it's going to happen, though, but that's what the Iranians are betting on.